Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another Raw Talk podcast. And in today's podcast, we're reacting to a YouTube channel that I've frequently seen before. It's called the BetDavid Show podcast.
What is up, everybody?
Podcast. Talking about bullshit and other things.
And this is from, I guess, episode 25. And they're arguing between should we lock down or should we stay open? One of the guys on the show is saying lockdowns should happen because of the people who are so-called scientists are saying we should lock down. And he's saying, well, they're telling us this time they're going to give a more stimulus package, a more diverse package, and they're going to make it a lot better for small businesses and for people alike to stay afloat instead of like what happened in March and April. They kind of had to extend the lockdown because they said the numbers were spiking.
You realize the more cases go up and death stays flat, you know what it's saying? It's not as deadly.
You got to look at it that way too. Like he just said, the cases for the coronavirus are spiking, but the death rates are going down. It's because kind of like that herd mentality. If everybody's getting it, it's going to less spread. People are still going to get the so-called virus and still get sick, but the death rate is going down. Okay, as a just regular talking person, that means they would have the medication, they'd have things that they can give you at the hospitals or the doctor's office that would prevent you from actually getting to the point of death. So that is a good thing to see the numbers of cases, or I should say death rate going down. I'd rather see the death rate at like 0% or at like a 5% than see the spikes of numbers. Because if you have, let's say, 400,000 people got the virus, but out of those 500 people or 500,000 people, only 3 people died, that's barely 1% of the population that actually got affected enough that they passed away.
That's what it says. I don't know if that makes sense or not. So if cases are going, look how bad. It's the worst it's ever been with cases, right? Look at over here. Mm-hmm. It's the worst it's been with cases, but death is flat.
You hear the dude on the opposite side of the desk when he was talking about the numbers are going up for the coronavirus cases, but the death rate is going down. He goes, oh, like he in his mind, he's for the lockdowns, he's for the shutdowns. He believes every lockdown and shutdown is a good thing because you could just hear it in his voice. He goes, Like when you do that, when you're talking about something to somebody and they just go, it's like they don't want to see the evidence for what it is. They're looking at it, but they don't want to believe the evidence because what they're believing is what the news and the media is telling them is what's going on and not what you're researching. They're just going, yeah, okay.
Data shows we're getting more cases.
I get it. My question, what I'm saying is this. What would you rather have? We don't shut down. GDP grows at, 2%, right?
Yeah.
We shut down for a month. GDP grows at 10%. What would you rather have?
That's not a realistic option.
Just as an average guy, I look at when we lock down, okay? It's good to lock down for a lot of the elderly people that really are sick. It helps them, right? But it kills all the businesses that are around that need to stay open. And if you're having restaurants to stay open, they're not going to be open. You're going to close everything down and only have the basic essentials open. And even if you only have a 1 month lockdown, that 1 month kills a lot of income that burger joint or that taco shop would be bringing in to stay afloat. Most people don't understand how hard it is to run a business. I don't run a business like that. I don't understand the grasp of it, but I understand my household. I look at my household as a business. If I didn't make an X amount of money every month, I won't be living in this place because I wouldn't be able to afford it. I'd have the banks would come in, the realtors would come in and go, hey, you got to leave. You're not paying your bills. If you don't pay your light bill, what happens? They turn that shit off.
No, GDP doesn't grow if you lock down. GDP only grows if you send free money out. That's how it would grow.
Okay.
So we're going into more
Well, there's
debt,
going to be another
some more
stimulus package.
It's not going to get
in
approved if
Q1.
Senate is owned on the other side.
There's still going to be a stimulus package.
Not
it's just
the
the
kind
size
that you
of it.
think. Not the size.
It'll
it's
be
gonna
at least $1
$800
trillion.
million.
This guy is arguing that the government's going to pay us enough money to keep every small business, every restaurant, every little gas station that needs to stay open. Come on now. I remember back in March when they had to lower the gas prices to like 95 cents, and there was people that finally came out in like after March, April, and it was like probably the end of May, they came out to actually get out of their house because they were in so much fear of being locked up. They came out and they're like, wow, why is the gas so cheap? They didn't know that the gas dropped so much because they were stuck in their house. And when you have people stuck in their house after a lockdown, the second lockdown is going to make more people not want to go out. Even if they say, hey, we're opening up again, there's going to be people that are like, nope, I'm never going out. It's just going to kill the economy even worse.
Yeah, $800 million.
Be $1 trillion.
$800 billion, yeah.
Okay. But all I'm saying is if experts, not talking heads like us over here,
you're
are saying that a potential lockdown.
You're forgetting.
These are not.
Listen, just so you know, lockdown benefits me. Let me tell you selfishly. So a lockdown benefits me tremendously. More money in the stimulus benefits me tremendously in millions of ways. We had the biggest month in the history of the company when there was lockdown. Selfishly, it benefits me. But it crushes restaurants. It crushes small businesses. Do you know how hard? So let me give you a little bit more perspective.
So why you think your boy be going to the small restaurants instead of like the regular place that I normally used to go before the pandemic? Because I want to at least let those people have a something to look forward to. You know, there's a restaurant here called All American Hot Dogs, and these people are Armenians, and I go there because the service is outrageous. Like they're so friendly. They ask you how you're doing, what do you want? You want your regular? How can we help you? They are there to serve you at their 100% full potential. They don't care who you are. They want you to come in. They give you the best service they possibly can, the most friendliest service they can. And they're doing it because they know the more friendly they are, the best food they could possibly make. The prices at the All American Hot Dog are already cheap enough. It's already like a Philly cheesesteak, like $3. So they lower the prices to a very extremely low margin. They're probably losing money, but they're gaining, like you could say, an audience, or gaining a fan base, or gaining, like you say on YouTube, more subscribers because more people are coming in there and go, oh, you're getting this kind of food for this price? You would assume the price means the food is not that great, but the food is phenomenal. And that's why I go there when I can, because of the service and the food. And especially, I want them to stay in business. I don't want to see them lose their livelihood.
So you know, when you start a business, how hard is it to keep a business running and flowing? You know how hard it is?
Very hard.
Very hard. You know what's even harder? When you go out of business and try to start another one.
But these businesses that are operating at 50% capacity,
Yeah.
okay. Why, if they continue to operate at 50% capacity,
if you shut down, they're done.
Okay,
Their margins are so
not
thin
if
when they're
there's
100%
stimulus,
capacity.
not if there's PPP.
With stimulus, how much stimulus are you going to give them to stay in business?
If it's for a month, if it's for a month.
Here's the thing I don't think that guy is understanding. Because currently, according to my buddy over in England, because of the lockdowns that's happening right now, the numbers are still spiking. So that means they're going to, after like the 6 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever they entail that the lockdown should be, they're going to come back and go, like Boris Johnson's going to come out and go, hey, the numbers aren't as where we want them to be. We're going to go into early next year. So we're locking down until February or March of 2021. And a lot of people go, yeah, that's a smart idea. But the people who have small businesses who are struggling hardcore right now just to stay open, even though there was that so-called eat out to help out type mentality, they're just going to be like, oh, you're going to go till March? Well, fuck us. We're out of a business.
You're out of business, buddy. It's just basic stuff
Well,
of
what
paying
kind of
bills. That's nothing.
To who, though? What do you mean?
To
it's nothing?
everybody. A lockdown is a horrible thing. How do you keep a business going on
Bro,
that?
if you want to shut down for 4 to 6 weeks, and by the way, you know how you shut down the economy for 90 days? You know how you shut down the economy for 90 days? Guess how you shut down the economy for 90 days? First, you convince people to agree to 4 to 6 weeks. That's how you shut down the economy for 90 days. Do you understand what I just said?
Mm-hmm.
Here's how you do it.
You're saying it's a slippery slope.
No, here's how you do it. You shut down the economy for 4 to 6 weeks, but the cases all still there. We need to go. We're almost there. Let's go 4 more weeks.
He has a serious point. That's how you do it. You convince people that 4 to 6 weeks is enough, and you would say, okay, that means that's a month. That's 1 month of lockdown. Or you say 3 weeks would be basically you could say, okay, December 1st through the 20th we lock down the whole country, right? Like he's saying, then you convince people, hey, it didn't work. The numbers are still outrageously spiking, and you go longer. You go, instead of 3 weeks, you go to 6 weeks. 6 weeks ain't working. You go to 9 weeks. That's not working. Then you go to 3 or 4 months, and then the general public is starting to realize, wait a minute, these lockdowns ain't working. Because like I've always said, if the lockdowns never worked in March and April and May when they were all down, the numbers were flat. What's the difference now? It's the same idea that they did like 7 months ago, okay? And now because it's wintertime, people are getting the common cold, the common flu, the common whatever. That's what's happening. They're not getting some weird mutated disease, okay? There is people still getting the common cold, getting the common bronchitis. I'm not saying the flu is what these people are getting. I'm not saying the coronavirus doesn't exist. I'm just saying that there is something out there that if people are getting sick, people are getting sick. Are people dying? Yeah, there's people that are dying from certain things. But the bottom line is, locking down for months on end isn't going to change nothing, because once you open up, the numbers go, hey, here's the people congregating again, and it goes, and the numbers spike. That's what's going to happen.
People will think the right way to make the decision to not hurt their 85-year-old grandma or grandpa. People can do the right things. You don't have to shut down the economy when the rest of us are going to be okay working.
And here's what makes no sense to me whatsoever. And like I said, I'm not even a intelligent guy, and I can see this, right? My friend Sammy over in the UK, I was asking her, how does she think of the lockdowns, and does she think they're necessary? And she goes, no, this lockdown is stupid. It's dumb. She goes, the reason it's dumb is you cannot go buy clothes at the clothing store, like say Hot Topic is closed, but you can still go to Aldi's where they still sell clothes in the grocery store, and you can buy it. Okay, you can still go to Aldi's and buy a fishing pole, but the fishing pole store isn't open. What is the difference between me going to Aldi's and going food shopping, or going to the Publix grocery store, or going to Walmart and congregating? Because the mindset of a lot of people is, well, you're not in the Walmart or the grocery store for more than an hour. Okay, but when I go to Walmart every day, or all the time, there's a hell of a lot of people in that Walmart, motherfucker. There's a lot of people in that Walmart. There's got to be 40, 50, 60, 80, 90, 100 people. I asked a friend of mine in California, how many people are in the Walmart where you live? When you go there, he goes, oh yeah, there's a lot. There's bumper to bumper traffic, and there's like this trying to get down the aisles. And I'm like, you know something? There's more people in that Walmart than there is at the restaurant up the road that's trying to stay afloat, trying to sell some burgers. And he goes, yeah, that's true. And I'm like, this whole, we're going to select who can stay open, who can't. Why is it the Walmart can stay open, but Jimmy's Pizzeria has to close down? But Jimmy's Pizzeria has been in the community for 30 years. Oh, well, sorry, Jimmy's Pizza, we're going to put you out of business. Maybe your 401k, maybe your savings will keep you afloat. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't, bye-bye Jimmy's Pizza. That's what's going to happen. You're going to go, where's Jimmy's Pizza? It went out of business because of the second wave lockdown. They're struggling on part two. They're struggling on part one of the lockdown, only having 50% of the customers that they normally had. But at least they're bringing in something that can keep them afloat. At least they're making barely enough to keep that business going.
Don't get me wrong. There's a big community in America that secretly would love another shutdown. I'm making more money than ever because of the freaking stimulus. I'm loving life. I have more cash than ever before. Mm-hmm. And I said, wow, what a freaking shame that the economy is paying people that were not even making half this money. They're paying them twice the money they're making right now just because of stimulus. You know how many people are looking for a shutdown? Many people.
Well, 2/3.
And that is actually true. There was a lot of people during the lockdowns and shutdowns during March. Let's say the regular weekly paycheck was $250. They were getting like $1,000, and it was telling them, why would I want to go back to work? I'm making $1,000 a week. Why would I want to go to work? Because it was preventing them to have the mindset of, I need to get back into the workplace. I need to make a living, because they were getting that paycheck. And guess what? After unemployment only lasts like 3 months, and then it's like boom, bang, bang, and it runs out. But these people that were still offered jobs, and they were still offered a way to make a living, a lot of them refused to go back to work because they were making more money on like the welfare system. The unemployment system was paying them more than what they were actually making. But were these people saving the extra money they were normally getting? Probably not. That's what I did at my job, because my job increased work significantly. Like, my work was just flowing like this in January, and in February, and in March, and then April like this. It just went like this. And the company that I work for is now worth like $19 billion or something crazy or something ridiculous. And they're the ones that are benefiting, not mom and pop shops, not your brother's car dealership. It's the fact that these people that are making the money are the big businesses and the small businesses that actually run the community, that always say, hi Jimmy, hi Billy, hi Susie, how's your wife, how's your mom, how's your dad. The people that really give a crap about what's going on in their community, they're the ones that are losing and hurting, because the Walmarts, the big chains, they're never going to hurt because they have trillions of dollars. If they locked down and said Walmart can't be open for 3 months, right? They have a lot of money that they could just bank on and keep their stores afloat. They would just do this. They would shut down all their stores, cancel all the people that are currently working for them, and they would just do everything on the internet. They just up their online game. That's why Walmart's doing all like at Amazon Prime, they're doing Walmart Plus, because they know people are now shopping online, and it's a way for them to make a lot more.
Of people, as we established,
Many
we're making
people.
more money during.
Yeah.
So with that being said, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. That was today's little podcast. Like I said, it was just me reacting to this podcast, because the guy that runs the show, he's making a lot more sense than the other guy who's trying to say, well, locking down is a good thing. The two people in there, the guy in the back, was making a lot of sense as well, because he was saying that locking down is terrible and it only hurts the small business. The guy with the hat on was saying locking down is basically stupid. The guy that was closest to the camera, he's saying, well, they're going to give us money, man. They're going to help us out. Realistically, they're not helping out, okay? People that are making a lot of living right now are the internet people that have like a big audience, like the Joe Rogans of the world, the True Jody podcast of the world. Those are the people on social media that could be making a lot of money, because people are staying home and people are working from home. So even though there's not a lot of TV shows on right now, there's podcasts, there's other things. But the lockdowns and shutdowns, they'll never be a good idea. They'll never be a good idea. And look at Event 201 if you don't want to believe that these lockdowns and shutdowns aren't smart. Somebody told me about Event 201, and it's basically sounds like this whole thing that's going on in society right now was a pandemic. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next